Aditya Khemka, Managing Director at CP Plus. That's Aditya Infotech joins in. Aditya, welcome to the show and always a pleasure to speak to you at NDTV Profit. My question to you is the sustenance when it comes to the outlook from here on. I mean, we've seen the EBITDA, which has jumped nearly 157% in the previous quarter, and the top line and I would say the profitability growth has been pretty okay. Would this sustain in the coming quarters? And what is it that you would be watching out for in the remainder of the year?
Yeah, thank you for having me here. So I think as we have given our guidance after the Q2 results also and the earnings call, we stand committed to our guidance of 25 to 30% and 10 to 11% EBITDA and 6 to 7% PAT. Our Q2 results are actually beating that in terms of growth, PAT, and EBITDA. See, there are several factors. Majority of our business is now shifting to our own brand, which is CP Plus. Q2 had almost 86% of our revenue coming from own brand, which has the highest profitability. We believe this will go further up to more than 90% of our revenue as the markets are preferring more domestic brands, and we are investing heavily in terms of our feet on street in all the sectors: government, enterprise, retail, and distribution, backed by the strong brand recall that we have on CP Plus. And there is heavy investments on backward integration in terms of localization of parts and components, manufacturing efficiencies, and complete consolidation of our JV, which is now a 100% subsidiary. Lastly, I think we retired our debt to the tune of 375 crores using the IPO proceeds, which has further, deleveraged the company and improved on our, finance cost expenses. So I see moving forward with the strong tailwinds that we have. And lastly, I think the more growth on the IP camera sector, which is the network camera, where we are the largest and the most widest range of certified STQC certified range today in the market. We have good growth trajectory, and we see that in the coming quarter as we are already midway of this quarter.
Okay, Mr. Khemka, hi, Tamanna here. What happens with companies that have great listings sometimes, this is not a rule, but this happens sometimes, is that their first set of numbers become a bit of a disappointment. Yours is quite the reverse, which is why we were excited to talk to you as well. It seems that you've used your IPO proceeds well and increased your operational efficiency. How do you build on this further? Do you now maintain these margins? And I know you answered that to some point, but what is your new normal for margins, or what is your margin guidance, say, for the next 12 months?
So hi, Tamanna. So I think we've used the IPO proceeds for retiring the debt. So now today the company is literally like 60, 70 crores debt only, and we are striving to move in the coming quarters to make it debt free, and our debt to equity ratio is a meager 0.05%, 0.05, which is one of the lowest in the sector. So we've worked a lot on our backward, integration, operational efficiencies, expanded capacities, getting more efficiencies on board. I think the new normal will be similar or even better, is what I can say. As we see from Q1, which was a transitional quarter, and Q2 also until midway was a little bit of transition. We see a even stronger Q3, Q4 coming forward, coming in the future. And we are actually striving to beat our guidance in the coming half year.
You're striving to beat your guidance in coming half year, you mean in second half of FY26?
That's what we're aiming for. Let's see how we do.
What aspect of the guidance specifically? Can we just get a little more detail on that?
I think a little bit on the profit side, we might be, trying to beat that.
Okay, so Mr. Khemka, then what will get you to beat that profit number? What are the aspects that you're considering where you're seeing growth that will lead you to that?
So like I mentioned, our own brand pie, which is CP Plus, is going to be more than 90% in the H2, which we are foreseeing. The IP camera growth, which is the highest profitable product, the STQC certified IP cameras are going to be a larger chunk of the overall CP Plus revenue. And the efficiencies, which we have been working over the last, 4 to 6 quarters, will start reaping in the benefits. And the other 2 points, which also contribute significantly on the basis points, will be the less reduction, the reduction on the finance cost as well as the complete consolidation of the manufacturing arm in the overall EBITDA as we see the consolidated results. So I think coupling all that and the various efforts on the ground, brand recall, all those things, we foresee that being the single largest brand with no near number two near us or even 10% our size at the moment, we have a great opportunity to scale up in the next few quarters and reach a different pedestal of market share and margin levels.
Uh, Mr. Khemka, good morning. Neeraj here. Would
Yeah.
price increases next quarter onwards also help you on your operational metrics?
Yeah, hi Neeraj. So I think what's happening in the global sector is we see a huge, dramatic shift in terms of cost and supply chain on these SoCs, DDR, and flash, and all the storage products. So this will definitely have some impact on our input costs. But I look at it more than an adversity, more an opportunity for us. The larger players will have more opportunity to consolidate the demand and consolidate the market share even further, which is where we are looking at as a great opportunity because the long tail of the smaller players will face some tough situations in terms of getting the right components at the required costs. So there will be a price rise. We are already announced that we are working on the exact percentage on different product categories from Q1. I think at the moment we'll do it in a tapered manner because our focus will be more towards not foregoing the market share growth. But I think in the next 2 quarters we'll do it in probably in two batches and pass on to the market whatever is the input cost rise.
The other thing, Mr. Khemka, is this JV or agreement. Let me put it that way. It's not a JV. I think you've clarified with L&T Semiconductor Technologies. What does this do for you? Because you announced a series of things, right? You mentioned multi-strategy, multiple product strategy, so on and so forth. What does this particular thing do for you over a period of the next 2 or 3 years?
So I think this partnership with L&T started some time ago. Our R&D teams and their teams have been working to design, indigenous system on chip SoC semiconductor for IP cameras, which Government of India was really wanting that we become more self-reliant even on the semicon. So I think now it's already reached a prototype stage. We have strong traction on designed optimization, firmware integration, and performance tuning happening. The idea is to have a own designed chip from India and then use it for the global platform. So we signed about 90 lakh cameras over the next 3 years. Once in 2026, we roll out the chip. So 7, 8, 9, we will probably manufacture that many cameras, which will be one chunk of our product portfolio. It will not be the full portfolio, but we'll see how we can come out with more chips designed and manufactured in India once the fabs come in India. So it's more like having your own control on the supply chain of the critical SoC.
Just one last question, Mr. Khemka, and it's more an overview than anything else, because you are also in a business which is not obtuse to changes in technology. And I'm wondering, what is the AI play for your specific business in terms of enhancing it? Are you at the front line of it? Are you adopting it? Just wanted to get a sense on that.
Yeah, so Tamanna, I think AI is a big driver for our business because we sell all the front-end capture devices.
Yeah.
So all metadata gets captured there and AI runs post that on that metadata. So whether it's a retail store or it's a oil and gas station or it's a manufacturing arm or even government monitoring for public safety, the metadata gets captured on our devices and then the AI has to sit either on the camera or the edge device or on the cloud. So we are soon going to announce something very soon in the coming month with respect to AI with a strong alliance with a global giant, and we will be uh, offering AI services as a service model or a perpetual model to our customers along with our security and surveillance systems. And I think the more we foresee in the future, when AI becomes more and more part of life, let's say you can give a voice command and say, in my studio from 4 to 5 p.m., how many people entered with who are wearing a glass and wearing a black coat. And in seconds, with your voice command, the system pops out the data. I think that's what the usage will become more and more important for a common layman. I think we are not far from there. We are already on the development of those technologies with LLM based generative AI solutions. I think in the next 2-3 years, we'll see the adoption much faster using our technologies.